Hi guys, welcome to Sunderland Road to Glory, episode 44. So we're going to start the Premiership today, as we have a quick look at the calendar. So obviously we've got 4 games this month, because obviously Brentford, first game of the season, we are going to play that one. So we'll play Brentford, play Liverpool. I think we're going to sim the Norwich game, and then play the West Ham. I'm not really sure if it's going to be better to actually, because we could potentially sim the Liverpool game. Obviously away from home, less likely to probably pick up a result, and then we could have played Norwich instead. I think for this first month we will play the Liverpool game, but that's something going forward. I'm not sure whether we possibly simulate obviously the bigger games. Because obviously we're going to be looking to pick up points against the teams that's going to be in and around us. You'd say Norwich are going to be more. We're going to be more close to Norwich than we are Liverpool. But I think for this first month we will go to Anfield. Obviously a big game. We'll have a away day at Anfield. But this is how we're going to go this month. So transfer news. Obviously we had Brahim Diaz is coming. He's going to be our starter out on that right wing today. We are still going to, we're still obviously going to Tris Peters and Brahim. They'll mix and match on that right wing, so there'll still be plenty of game time. And as you can see as well, there's no Josh Scowen, so Drew Yearwood has come in. Obviously we were looking at possibly bringing Yearwood to start getting some more starts in that centre mid. We've actually had an offer. So Elba from Spain. So they came in. I think they're only offering about 5 million to start with. They said that we could go up to 7. I think it was 7 or 7.5 million. We were advised by our staff. So I decided. So originally I was going to go 8.5 just to have like a big thing, because I don't really want to sell him. Josh Scowen has been really good for us, but I put in an offer. So I gave them an offer back, a counter offer of 8 million, thinking they might come up a little bit. They might go towards 6 or something like that, but they straight away accepted 8. And like I say, he's 29 years old. We've got Drew Yearwood on the back burner at the minute, needing more game time. So I think it's one of those offers where obviously we went high, so 8 million's obviously a lot more than value, and because he is 29, possibly this could be the last time we're going to be able to sell him for that kind of big money. So obviously it's going to be down to him and his agent really to see if he does go through, but I do think obviously if it does, then fair enough really. Gives Drew Yearwood another pathway. We have had Arsenal have come sniffing around Josh Madger. It did say, so our advisors, that I think it was about 43 million or something that we could have, that's the highest we could go. So I did offer him for 50, which again is only valued at 14, but obviously he was world class for us last year. But if somebody like Arsenal comes in, they offer 50 million, then I'd have to let him talk to them. So I put 50 down and they straight away walked out. So on this occasion, obviously it's not worked, but I do think that's the way we're going to continue to go forward. So if Madger did, obviously if Arsenal had gone up to 50 million, we would have let him go if he agreed to it. So that would have meant Danny Loader would have come in. He would have been our starter, and then obviously Janssen would have been a lot more game time. So I think that's the way we're going to play it. Obviously Josh Madger is only 23, so he's kind of the opposite end to Scowen. But I think for any player at the minute, that's what we've got to look at, is the fact that obviously money does talk, and if teams come in, big teams, then we're going to have to accept it really. So youth development, we've had one youth player come in so far. Obviously, with Brahim Diaz being signed, that's got the high priority task of the crucial first team player in the forward position done. Shirt sales, it's already up to 17%. I think with Brahim coming in as well, I'd expect next week him to be high in the shirt sales. I don't think, obviously he's only just come, so yeah, he's not on there at the minute, but I expect he'll definitely be straight away selling a lot of shirts for us. But that's it. That's the update I wanted to go through. So let's get into this Brentford game. Right, so opening day of the season. We're in the Premier League finally. And we are at home. So Stadium of Light, finally getting Premiership football again. So we're playing Brentford. Obviously Brentford came up in the playoff. They did push us right to the wire, really. Obviously, we've just finished 1 point ahead of them at the end, but they did well, obviously, to come through the playoffs. So it's going to be a difficult game to start. I think last season, I'm sure that we did draw against them both times. So definitely know that they're a good team. All right, so let's get into it. See how we're going to start in the Premier League. So as we saw, I was really thinking just to avoid relegation would have been a good season, but the board are wanting a mid-table finish. So obviously we've gone out, brought a couple of superstars, you would say, Pickford and Brahim. So I think we've got to go into the season now thinking that a mid-table finish is what we're looking for, really. We have gone up a level, so we're on to legendary. So obviously not only have we gone up a league, but we've gone up a level in the gameplay as well. So this could be a difficult start to the season. Obviously it's going to be a bit of an adjustment period. How couldn't quite work that through. Oh, that's a good ball, and he's in behind in Pickford. Jordan Pickford, that's a good save. So just 10 minutes in and he's got in behind in Pickford. It's a nice left hand there to get that around the post. So called into the play quite early. On Brentford worked it well, got it around the back. Oh, and Wagner, man, really missed his header. Oh, and again we're giving the ball away at the back. So it just feels so much pressure, and what a chance again. The defender just didn't head it away, so it looked like we'd got position. Definitely did, and it's just gone short, and the keeper having to come to our rescue. It's a terrible start, you would say. And I think at this point, to go in at half time, all square would definitely be a plus. But De Silva, it's all Brentford, and he just wanders in here. The defenders just splitting open, and Pickford must wonder what he's come into here. And so far he is keeping that clean sheet. Played into near post, and again they got the initial header on. Pickford. So it's one-way traffic out there. So look to the 18-yard box this time, and Archie Jackson managed to do well, and it's well held up as well. And now Declan John, he'll go for the through ball. Lovely through ball. It's into Josh Madger. Can we snatch it here? He's gone for the chip. Josh Madger, what have you just done? What a chance. How have we not scored there? Josh Madger last season was burying those for fun. Gone for the chip instead. Should have just been a simple smash in the bottom corner, but went for the audacious finish. We, however, had probably the best, or one of the best chances. Obviously, Brentford did have several chances in that first half. Pickford played really well, but Josh Madger had a great chance just before half time. Oh, and here's another chance. De La Vega's in behind now. De La Vega. What will he do? He's going to play it to Madger, and Josh Madger does score. First Premier League goal. And who else is it going to be? Well, Josh Madger, our leading scorer from last year. Almost scored 40 goals last year in the Championship, Josh Madger. Virtually a goal a game in the Championship. And so he spurned a good chance earlier on in the game. This time. And it was good from De La Vega. De La Vega came bombing forward. Obviously could have gone for goal himself. Played a nice ball into Madger, and Madger, nice little finish. So obviously all his goals from last season has definitely caught the eye of the teams in the top of the Premier League. The fact that obviously Arsenal's already sniffing around, so I would expect there could be more interest in this transfer window. But like I say, I do think our valuation of 50 million is where we've got to look. We're not gonna sell him on the cheap. Drew Yearwood is giving that away, and what have we done there? Oh, and Drew Yearwood, who's come in. So Yearwood's been given the nod ahead of Scowen, who might be leaving, and he's just absolutely given away a shocker there. There was no reason to be playing that pass. They've whipped the ball into the back post. The header's on. Mohammedi, fortunately, I think just got Jordan Willis that were putting him off in front of him a little bit. He's not quite got the header on target. So Willis into Yearwood. Yearwood, a nice ball onto Jackson. So Jackson, we've not seen much for him today, but here's a chance, and it's Max Power. Max Power smashes it home. And we do take back the lead. Stadium Alive erupts again. And this was nice backing play there by Madger. Just backed into the defender, turned, played the on-rushing Max Power. And Power struck that one hard. No chance for the goalkeeper. And we have taken back the lead. So Fernandez is not really had much of the ball, really. Fernandez would not really mention the new man. Brahim comes in, lays a ball in. Oh, and what a chance! Archie Jackson. So got it by the keeper, and the defender on the line has managed to block it. So surely that would have been the winner. But it is cut out, and still we push forward. Archie Jackson again. Into Max Power. It's a lovely turn. Into Declan John. Declan John stands it up. Madger, how you missed that one? What a chance. Declan John has fantastic run. I think it's just too high for Madger there, but what a chance to get a third goal. But obviously he did leave us because he wasn't getting the start, so I guess he's not really gone anyway. So you'd say that about Drew Yearwood as well, really. But Yearwood, obviously, if Scowen does leave, will go ahead and get that starting spot. But as we go now, the last seconds, surely that's it, and it is. So Stadium Alive starts with a victory. So hard fought, but 2-1 victory to start the season. Archie Jackson's pumped up, and so is Pickford. So Pickford had a great game in that first half. We really could have been a couple of goals behind in that first half. Brentford go away with nothing. So as you can see, Pickford plenty of saves today. Brentford did dominate the chances and the possession really. So it's that kind of game. Hi, welcome back. So we're at the Liverpool game. In between, I have had a change of hearts. I do think we're going to simulate the game against Liverpool, even though it is away. I think we're going to have a better chance picking up points against Norwich at home. So I think that's the way we're going to go about it. We have had, so Josh Scowen has left. He did accept the contract and he has gone to Spain. Also, Elliot Embleton has gone out on loan. He's out on loan for the season. Who else? I think we've had another couple of the youth players. One's left and then another one is in the process of leaving. So at the minute we have a lot of players moving on. Joel Lee is the player who could potentially be going to the MLS. So we do still have a few that's up for sale and a few that's loanable. I think with the amount of players that we've shipped out now, though, I think we're going to struggle to keep sending any more out at the minute. Because obviously, Premier League, you do have a lot of games, even though we don't have any continental games. You still do have a lot when it comes to the league and obviously FA Cup, Carling in the League Cup as well. So I'm not sure if we're gonna keep loading more players out, but this is obviously the first team that we're looking at. So Drew Yearwood's obviously come in, and then you look at the reserves. I've changed around because of the amount of players that I've left now. So Zapata is going to join Bailey Wright in that centre-back partnership. Crespo Rincon's going to play at right-back. Luke O'Nien has then gone into midfield alongside Barley Mumba. So I think we're going to have to think about... So Mumba, obviously, I wanted to really send out on loan for the season, but at the minute, I'm not sure. Unless we get a really good offer where we could possibly bring one of the centre mids that we've already loaned out, we could bring them, recall them. I'm not sure if we're going to send him out on loan. It'd have to be like a decent championship team where he's going to get a lot of games, I think. But yeah, we've moved Honeyman back to Cam. Obviously with Embleton leaving. But yeah, so that's basically what we're doing. So I am going to sim this game against Liverpool and see how that goes. And it is a 2-0 defeat. So I do think that's the best way to go. Like I say, I think it would have been difficult as you look at that lineup of Liverpool. They've got a very strong team. I think it would have been difficult to have gone to Anfield and got anything from that game. So yeah, we'll skip on now, obviously, to that Norwich game. So there's interest there from Hertha Berlin for Rico Henry. Offered him 10.9 million. So again, this was a transfer that I was initially looking at. I think Rico Henry is a really good player, 78 rated, so it would be better than what we have. And look at that, look at his speed, his physicals are outrageous. So lots of players are selling though, so Belland, straight away we go a transfer offer for Declan Johnny from Alaba as well. 5.5 million. So he's 27 years old, Declan John. He's been good for us, but I'm going to negotiate. So what's it saying? 6.5. So that's obviously timing perfection, assuming that obviously we could get our offer in. I don't really want to sell him if Rico Henry has already gone. So 5.5 million. asked for 7.5. And they've taken it straight away. So 7.5 million for Declan John. 27 years old, 74 rated. So that does mean, can we go for Rico Henry? Hopefully he's not already. So he's ongoing with Hertha Berlin. So hopefully we can sneak in here. So 10.9 million is what they offered. So we will go straight in. So 10.9 million and hope that's quickly accepted. Wanting 13.7. So negotiations obviously a little bit strained here. So 11.5. Flat 12, take 12 million for it, and they will. So that will give us the chance at least to negotiate with Rico Henry. So it's currently only on 7,900. So what a good transfer this will be. Obviously we would have basically swapped Declan John for Rico Henry here. Saying they want important. I'm happy with that. 4 years on the counter and 1.5. Disregard the release clause. They're wanting 28. So I will remove the bonus. 28,000. I'm happy with that. Signing bonus 260. And he's signed, so we have got Rico Henry in. So what timing? So Lewis Ferguson is another one that would be a good player to get in. Obviously with the amount of centre mids that we have lost recently. So we'll see that our squad is reasonably bare. So Reading are just a championship team. He is starting for Reading, but obviously it is going to be a step up in league for Lewis Ferguson. So that is a transfer that I would be interested in. Obviously it would be a good backup to Power, and I think potentially what we need to do is obviously get Barley Mumba out on loan. I think if Barley Mumba does go on loan, we could potentially look at bringing in Lewis Ferguson. I think he definitely fits the bill in that centre mid. Obviously there is quite a few centre mids that we have been looking at. I think 76 rated, he would be bang on what we're looking at. So McAllister's too much money. Where Lewis Ferguson is obviously on a low wage, and if we could get him for about 10-11 million, I think he'd be a great addition because he can play in that defensive centre mid cam. He can play everywhere in that centre. Right, so Rico Henry is in. Obviously we're going to bring him straight in as our new starting left back. He is going to take that number 3 straight from Declan John. Obviously we're looking, Declan John still waiting for his move to Alaba to go through, but hopefully there's no issues with that. But yeah, Rico Henry is in, our new starting left back. So he'll be going straight into the team. Obviously so Pickford obviously was fantastic in that opening game of the season against Brentford. I think we're going to need some more of that today. Oh, and he's just got that off, but the referee, I'm sure, will go back and talk to Santos there. Magic can't quite slip away. So Norwich, obviously, they were struggling at the foot of the table last season, so this is definitely a team that we're going to be looking to do well against. Oh, Hernandez was slipped in there, and there is the booking for Nuno Santos. Oh, Pickford actually must have got a little touch on that. It is a corner kick. It's nodded down, and Josh Madger back there clearing the ball out. We can't win it. Norwich pick the ball back up now. Playing it around nicely. Max Power's done well, kept it in as well. Still going Max Power here. Max Power's done fantastically to keep hold of that. Archie Jackson straight out to De La Vega. De La Vega trying to power by the right back, but he's actually done really well and pouring a good ball. It's gone in quickly. It's whipped in again. Pickford, an easy pick off. Fernandez has done well. Kept calm there even though he was the last man. And Archie Jackson into Madger, who's got his chance. The keeper's done well to get out quickly. We are denied a lead. Max Power into Willis. Back to Max Power now. Max Power. Good little run. Archie Jackson slips in Madger. Josh Madger has just buffeted off the ball there. Just leave it out of the way at the right time, and that will be the half-time whistle. Been a decent competitive first half. Now it's 0-0 going in at half-time. Archie Jackson. Good chance here. We're going to look to lift it over the wall. Archie Jackson strikes it. Oh, did it hit the bar? Or did the keeper save it? But either way, well, it looked like it was going to go in for us. Played in, and Powers, again, a little bit slack. What a chance. A great free kick that has not gone for us. Power rolls that into Danny Loader. So Danny Loader's just come on now. Great footwork from Danny Loader. Strikes it. It's blocked. So Loader, this is the first time we're seeing him. Obviously had a great pre-season. Brahim's done well to intercept that one. Danny Loader's giving it away. Bad place to give it away there. And there's men over. Pickford again. Trying to preserve that clean sheet today. So it was a terrible turnover. Pickford again, a fantastic strong left hand. And you've got to say, I think it's a really good decision to brought Pickford in. I think already we've seen having a world-class goalkeeper can make such a difference, especially when you're coming up into a new league like this. De La Vega finds Power. Oh, and is he onside? Is Jackson onside? He is! No, he's not. Sent to take an age for that offside to go up. And he is just a yard offside in the end. Now as we're into the last second, surely we're not going to get another chance. So it's looking like it's going to be a draw. And it is. So a 0-0 against Norwich. Both teams having chances. But in the end, 0-0 is probably the right result. So again, Norwich having a lot of chances and some decent possession. Rico Henry actually getting man of the match. His first game for us. Right, and we're back. So obviously we're coming up against AFC Wimbledon now in the Carabao Cup. Declan John has completed his move, so £7.5 million move to Alaba. If we have a quick look at our squad that we're going to be playing, so obviously this is our reserve team, which is still very strong. So if you look at the players that are on here, obviously you've got Peters and Simonson, Danny Loader, Crespo Rincon. So we've got a really good reserve team now. It's really starting to push on. Obviously the bench not quite as powerful as it once was. We've loaned and sold a lot of players now, so we are getting a little bit overloaded with attackers, you would say. Look, a lot of wingers. I have just called up another youth player. So Wright has come in. He can play both wings. He's looking a pretty good player as well. 64 rated already. But like I say, we are obviously just struggling on numbers a little bit. But again, once the youth team players start to come in, we can start to put them on the bench. So we don't obviously overuse our players. But yeah, we'll go into this then. So we're going to simulate with this reserve team and hopefully go through against Wimbledon. It is a 4-1 victory. So Tris Peters, newly up to 80 rated. He picks up 2. Daniel Oda, again, keeping his great run of goals going, and George Honeyman as well with a late goal. So happy with that. Barbosa, he has gone off to Swansea City, so there's another one. Obviously we had, like I say, we've got quite a few wingers on the bench. So Nelson Barbosa Ferreira, he will go out on loan to Swansea, who's in the Championship. So hopefully he'll come back with that little bit more experience from having the considerably more game time. So let's get to the game. Brahim, back to Wagnerman here. Wagnerman into Drew Yearwood is a big touch, but keeps hold of the ball here. Looking to try and get the ball through, but it's disappointing pass. Jang's done well. Wagnerman having to play catch up here. He has come back. Yeti. Oh, couldn't quite cut the ball out. Is that offside? He had just drifted offside there. Hernandez into Willis now. Willis rolls it to Josh Wagnerman. Comes forward here. It's into Yearwood. Yearwood looking for Archie Jackson. Definitely looked like he was fouled there, Jackson, but the referee played the advantage. Jackson went away from the ball a little bit there. Brahim rolls into Madja. Madja looking for Power, who couldn't quite get the ball away there. We do win a throw. Quickly into Brahim, who's taken out of the play. He's actually given the free kick against Brahim there, and it's a yellow card. How is that? So the West Ham man comes in, takes Brahim down, and Brahim, as he's on the floor, he's actually given the yellow card to Brahim. That's a crazy referee's decision there. Playing the ball very nicely, West Ham. Well headed out there by Jordan Willis. Oh, and he's just slipped by Power far too easily there. And there's a chance. Pickford again. Fantastic save. Moyes is happy with that movement there from West Ham, and Pickford. Good chance for West Ham there. They've got through. Madja heads it up in the air rather than out, and it's bounced around and it's struck. Oh, and Jared Bowen has given West Ham the lead. And Madja, you've got to say that header was a poor one. Headed it straight up in the air from the corner, so it's gone nowhere. And then it's just bounced to Jared Bowen, who's just struck it on the half volley. It's a fantastic hit. Pickford can't get to that one. Gives West Ham, it's his first of the season, gives West Ham the lead on the half-hour mark. Jack Wilshere got plenty of time, and Willis has to come over and do well. Fernandez had been skipped by far too easily. Willis coming forward. Wagnerman. Brahim staying onside. He has stayed onside and is Surely a free kick, but again, it's not given. Raheem's shouting at the referee there. Bit of a sweaty pass there, just managed to avoid the defender, or the attacker shall I say. Willis rolls it into Yearwood. Yearwood, nicely played. Madja into Power. Power can't get the strike off. It's back to Madja though. Madja not quick enough to get the ball away there. Now Jared Bowen, he's been a thorn in our side all day. Yeah, getting the ball down this side. Wilshire, he's had a good game today. It's a good turn and it's finished. And surely now 2-0 down. We're going to have to go full attack. We need a goal straight away. But West Ham 2-0 lead now. The home fans are not happy. I think we have played poorly today. I think this is probably the poorest start of the game so far. Wilshire getting back and can do it all. Wilshire today. It's been fantastic going forward, but defensively is getting back and doing well, and that's just played back, and he was just all on his own to get the header off. So a lovely spot, and the header's a good one. Pickford just has to tip it round. So Madja not had anything going forward really. So he comes off right at the end, and Fernandez's horrible swipe, but unfortunately we've been given the free kick. Willis to Fernandez. Leaves it out to Rico Henry. Nice pass into Power. Power gets it in behind for De La Vega now. De La Vega. Archie Jackson. Lovely feet, but again, I think West Ham have just been fantastic defensively today. And they've just took everything out. And it's a 2-0 defeat at home. And you can't say West Ham didn't deserve that one. But it is disappointing. Obviously, we had a reasonable start, you'd say, to the Premier League. But I think that's a bit of a wake-up call. And as you can see, in the end, absolute domination. Just had one shot on target. And that's a struggle. But I think that's welcome to the Premier League, really. I think we're going to have games like that. Alright, so we're here now at the transfer window. We have had some loan interest in Barley Mumba. So Barley Mumba is thinking of getting a loan. So I have put in a bid of 10 million for Lewis Ferguson, which was accepted. And I'm just waiting to obviously get the go-ahead that Barley Mumba's gone. So if he goes, then we are going to then put in go into the negotiations with Lewis Ferguson to bring him in. And I've had a loan offer for Lyndon Gooch from Leicester City, so that'd be a good move for Lyndon Gooch, but I'm not really sure that we can allow him to leave. We've not got that many options really at wing. We have sent a lot of people out. So Barley Mumba has accepted, so he's going to Randers FC. So he's going to be going. So I think now we go into this negotiations with Lewis Ferguson. So important. I would like him to be rotation, but yeah, I think important, that's fair enough. How many years? I'm happy with 5. So no release clause, which is fine. Now tell me how much you want. He's not going to do it. So he's on 18,000, but that's obviously in the Championship. So I think I'm just going to offer him 30 with a signing bonus of say 200,000. So they do want a little bit more. So I'm going to counter that. I'm going to remove the bonus. just knock him down to 35. So will you accept that? He is. So we have got Lewis Ferguson in. So like I say, Lewis Ferguson is a really good player, good talent, 76 rated already, 23 years old, and I do think he's going to be a good one. Obviously, he can play anywhere in that centre, so he's got that versatility. Obviously, we've done quite a bit of deals, really. Obviously, it wasn't planned that we were going to make that many transfers, really, but as you can see, we've actually done quite a bit of business. So Griffiths has gone out on loan, Bell's been sold, Crow's out on loan, Brown's out on loan, McCall's gone, Farrell's gone out on loan. So he's potentially one that we could call back, obviously, if we did have a bit of injuries in for that at the back. King's gone out on loan, Barley Mumba's now out on loan, Declan John's been sold, Scowen's been sold. So a couple of the old guard there. Obviously big players in the Championship. Now going on a little bit, we have obviously gone for younger players in those positions. Lee's sold to MLS, Fanning's gone out, Embleton's gone out on loan, and then now the players coming in. So we've still got more players going out there. So obviously the transfers that we've had in, so it's Pickford, 24.5 million from Leverkusen. Brahim, he's come from Real Madrid. Obviously wouldn't have been getting any game time there. He's come straight into our starting lineup. He came for 20.2, and that's his release clause. Rico Henry's come for 12 million. Obviously he's replacing Declan John. And Lewis Ferguson's coming for 10 million, who's obviously coming in as a good versatile player for that reserve team, but also can definitely push into the first team, depending on how long Max Power obviously lasts going forward, you would say. But that's going to be, so we've got a training report, an injury, 2 months, Tris Peters. So Peters obviously lost his starting place and now he's going to be out for a couple of months. That's not the best. So yeah, we're going to leave it there. Obviously not on the greatest news of a big injury, but yeah, so the first month of the season we're in 13th place, 4 points from 4 games. Not terrible, but obviously the fact that we started off with a win from the first game, it's not been the greatest. But yeah, we'll come back next time and see how we get on. Alright, thanks for watching.